Spirituality has become a method for improvement, better focus, better performance, better emotional control. But what if this is a misunderstanding? What if spirituality was never meant to optimize the self, but to question it? The rise of self-optimization. Modern culture is built on improvement. Be more productive. Be more efficient. Be more successful. This logic has expanded into almost every area of life: health, relationships, personal development, and now, spirituality. Meditation is used to increase focus. Mindfulness is used to reduce stress. Awareness is used to improve performance. At first glance, this seems positive. People take care of themselves. They reflect. They grow. But something subtle happens in this process. When spirituality becomes a tool, spirituality becomes functional. It is no longer a path. It becomes a method, a technique, something you apply to achieve a desired result: calmness, clarity, control. And this changes its nature, because a tool serves a goal. And in this case, the goal remains the same: improving the self. The problem with improvement, self-optimization, assumes something specific, that the self, as it is, needs to be improved, refined, strengthened, enhanced. But spirituality, in its deeper sense, asks a different question. What is the self? Not how can it be improved, but what is its nature? Where does identity come from? What is real and what is constructed? This shift is fundamental, because once the self becomes the object of inquiry, the idea of optimizing it begins to dissolve. The subtle reinforcement of the ego. Here lies the paradox. Spiritual practices meant to reduce identification can end up strengthening it. A more focused self, a calmer self, a more aware self. All of these still revolve around the same center. The self remains the reference point. Only its qualities improve. But spirituality was never about creating a better version of the same identity. It was about seeing through it, not destroying it, but understanding it. And understanding reduces attachment. Why self-optimization feels right. Self-optimization is appealing. It offers progress, clear goals, measurable results. You feel improvement. You see change. This creates motivation. And modern culture supports this. It rewards growth, performance, achievement. So spirituality naturally adapts. It becomes part of the same logic. But something is lost, because not everything meaningful can be measured. The difference between control and clarity. Self-optimization focuses on control, managing thoughts, regulating emotions, improving behavior. Spirituality focuses on clarity, seeing thoughts as they arise, understanding emotions without suppressing them, observing behavior without immediate correction. Control tries to shape experience. Clarity tries to understand it. This difference changes everything, because control always aims for a specific outcome. Clarity remains open. The fear of letting go. One reason self-optimization dominates is the fear of uncertainty. Control feels safe. Improvement feels stable. But questioning the self creates uncertainty. If identity is not fixed, what remains? If the self is not what we think it is, what is left? These questions are uncomfortable, so the mind prefers improvement over inquiry. Because improvement keeps the structure intact, inquiry challenges it. When growth becomes a loop, self-optimization can become endless. There is always something to improve. Another habit, another mindset, another technique. This creates movement, but not necessarily transformation, because the underlying structure remains unchanged. You become a better version of the same pattern, but the pattern itself is not questioned. This is why many people feel stuck despite continuous self-development. They are improving, but not shifting. Spirituality as inquiry. Spirituality, in its deeper form, is not about becoming. It is about seeing. Seeing how identity forms, how attachment works, how perception creates reality. This does not produce immediate results. It does not guarantee comfort. It can even create instability. But it opens something different: understanding. And understanding changes behavior naturally, without forcing it. The role of responsibility. Spirituality beyond self-optimization does not ignore action. It deepens it. Because when perception becomes clearer, responsibility increases. Not as a rule, but as a consequence. You see more, so you respond differently. Not because you should, but because you understand. Beyond improvement. This does not mean self-improvement is wrong. It has its place. It can support stability, health, functioning, but it is not the end. Spirituality begins where improvement is no longer enough, where the question shifts from, how can I become better, to what is actually true. Closing reflection. Spirituality is not another tool, not another strategy, not another way to optimize performance. It is a shift in perspective, a shift that questions the self instead of improving it. And in that shift, something deeper becomes possible. Not perfection, but understanding. You can improve the self endlessly, or you can begin to understand it. If this perspective resonates with you, subscribe to Spirit Online. We explore spirituality beyond optimization, with depth, clarity, and responsibility. See you in the next reflection.